I haven't filmed a video in like 2 weeks. I feel like I'm going to be stuttering my words and like rusty, and I mean it hasn't been that long, but still. I've got some stuff that has been kind of piling up over the past 2 to 3 weeks, so I thought I would go ahead and haul and swatch the new stuff that I've got. I'll start off with a repurchase. I did buy another bottle of the BareMinerals Bare Pro Performance Wear Liquid Foundation SPF 20. I've been wearing this non-stop lately. It gives my skin a little bit more color than the Dr. Jart. I'm sure I'll go revert back to the Dr. Jart in the summertime because of that nice high SPF. But this formula is just so thin and it covers really well. It almost feels like there's nothing on the skin. And I've gone through, I think there might be maybe two uses left of my other bottle, so I went ahead and purchased another one of those. And I got the shade Cool Beige 10. The lighter shades with the cool undertones were just they were just too light, and then so I could probably use a light one and mix it with this one to kind of get my perfect color. But I've been enjoying the little added color that this Cool Beige number 10 has been giving my skin anyway, and then I just kind of highlight the certain areas of my face to kind of brighten up those areas because this is darker than my skin tone. But this is a really nice foundation. Like I said, I used up almost a whole bottle of it, so I went ahead and purchased another. And then Kat Von D came out with a collection with Divine. So I went ahead and purchased both the palette and then the lipstick. The palette has 8 shades, and each shade is 0.06 ounces per shade, which is a pretty decent amount of product that you're getting in there. This one is cardboard, and here's the back, and then inside you've got your 8 shades. I have worn this palette. I did kind of feel like I typically, when I go to just a palette for the first time, I like to use just in that palette to see what kind of look comes out with it, but I had to go somewhere that day, and I wasn't quite sure how bright it was going to turn out, so I did kind of keep it safe. I wore like this Pink Flamingos, which is not pink at all, and then this Hairspray shade, and I think I put Babs in there, and a little bit of this Female Trouble color, and then I mixed in some more neutral shades, so it was like a greeny neutral look. Haven't really dipped into the blues, but when I did use those other shades, they blended really well and the pigmentation was nice. I typically have really good luck with Kat Von D eyeshadows in general. So in the mirror, how cute, right? Eyebrows that say Kat Von D on there. So matte shades, you've got the Black Hard Magic Waters, which is like a pastel blue, and Female Trouble. So there are 3 matte shades in here, and then the rest all are shimmers. Hairspray and Babs have got little micro glitters in them. I can see them. So let's give you guys some swatches of these. Pretty nice pigmentation on those guys. So those are the first 4 shades. And then these next 4. It's a fun eyeshadow palette, I think. And then the lipstick shade is called Divine. Comes in lime green packaging. This is her newer lipstick formula, which I do like quite a bit better than her older formula. It's a little bit thicker and stiffer for a cream lipstick, but it has really good longevity. So to kind of compromise from like that creamy texture, I guess it lasts longer on the lips than some of my other like lipsticks. But I really like this shade. I've worn this quite a few times since I've gotten it. It's just a really pretty neutral pink color. And then I placed a Beautylish order, and I got another one of the Inglot Pure Pigment eyeshadows, and this shade is called, it's not called, I guess it's number 37. I really like the other one that I got. This would be my second one. These pigments from Inglot are really, really pretty. This is like a bronzy, kind of like a bronzy old gold shade. Probably gonna tip it over. There it is on my finger. So this is number 37. It's just a really pretty color. I'm probably gonna end up picking up more of these Inglot pigments because they're so pretty. And then kind of the main reason for my Beautylish order was I needed 2 more lip liners from Charlotte Tilbury. I use Pink Venus and Pillow Talk nonstop, and they're just little guys now, so I purchased 2 more of them. And I've got Iconic Nude on today. These are my favorite lip pencils out of all the lip pencils that I have. I know she kind of expanded the range, and there's 5 more shades, but I can't quite tell if they're shades that I would like. I should just bite the bullet and buy a couple, because again, these are my favorite formula, but I was hoping that I was going to go somewhere to be able to swatch them. But anyway, I purchased 2 more of these. I'm going to swatch them for you guys. They're just the bomb. So this is Pink Venus, And then this one is Pillow Talk. Definitely my most worn lip pencils. They wear really, really nicely through the day. And then I placed an order at Muse Beauty Pro. I wanted to get another one of the Esom G29 brushes. I just use this brush a lot. It's really great for underneath the brow. It kind of, you know, puts your brow bone color down, but it also blends kind of the color underneath. I just really like this for blending eyeshadow, so I purchased another one of those. Again, that's the Esom G29. And then this brand I've been kind of intrigued by for a while, so I finally bought the bullet and bought one of these. This is the Lemonhead Los Angeles Space Paste, and this is the shade Mulholland that I got. I don't really have any product like this. These are actual, they're pretty decent sized glitters in like a paste, and I put on an eyeshadow look the other day, and then I tapped this pretty heavily over the top. And I mean, if you want glitter on the lids like super, super intense, this is probably the easiest way I've ever seen like glitter this size be able to go on the eyes. It's a pretty neat product. However, it's pretty cold up here in, well, North Dakota, so it's pretty cold, been pretty cold lately. When I did wear this, probably I would say like 5-6 hours into the day, if I happened to touch my eyes or anything like that, a couple of the pieces would flake off onto my skin. Other than that, I thought it was holding up pretty well, but again, I was out and about and it was really cold out, so I kind of think that had an effect on it. But again, one of the easiest ways to put glitter of this size on the eyes. So I'm tempted to get a couple other shades, because based on the description they have them with this type of paste with smaller glitters in there as well, because these ones are pretty big. So this is the shade Mulholland, and that's like actual glitters in like a pasty type of formula. Let me swatch it for you guys. Isn't that crazy? Again, like based off the descriptions that I've seen on the website, I think that you can get them in a paste formula where there's smaller glitters mixed in with larger glitters, and I really want to get one of those, but isn't that crazy? Fun product nonetheless, but I did get fallout after a couple hours. And then I went ahead and purchased 4 of the new Colourpop lipsticks. I'm super excited that they came out with bullet style lipsticks. I'm not a big liquid lipstick wearer. I'm more of like a tube lipstick wearer. So I purchased 4 of these, and this is a pretty nice formula. They're not quite as creamy as some of the lipsticks that I like to wear, but they, again, the less creamy, the longer they last, and I kind of feel this way about the Kat Von D lipsticks and these ones. So this first one is called Appy, and it is a warm nude, neutral nude shade. Pretty color. The packaging is super cute too. It's got stars on it, and they even embossed the bullet with little stars, which is, it's all about the details, man. So this one is what I say, Stone Fox. This is probably my favorite shade. It's a really pretty warm light pink. And then this next one is Money Side Up. It's kind of a little bit darker berry pink. And then the last one is called Uno Mas. Again, this is a little bit darker but warm nude shade. Well, it's kind of a peachy nude actually. They do have a slight sweet smell to them as well, which I don't mind. Also from Colourpop, I purchased 2 of their new Supernova shadows. They came out with like a collection of, I think there's 5 like holographic type shades, and I do like these. I don't like them as much as the Stila Glitter and Glow shadows, but once you get them on, they are really pretty. I like to use them over shadows, and these ones tend to pick up the shadow a little bit more than like the Stila ones. I can tap on really easy, and it really doesn't affect the shadow underneath. These ones do a little bit, so I have to be careful about how I tap them on, but once on, they're really pretty. So I purchased the shade From the Valley, which is a duochrome purple shade. It looks purple, but it shifts like pink in the light. It's kind of hard to tell on camera. And then the other shade is Over Again, which is pink, and it shifts purple. And then I purchased their 2 quads that came out with the collaboration I Love Sarai. I know I messed that up. I Love Sarai. There is Saucy, and Cheeky. This palette, Saucy, has got 2 mattes and then it's got 2 like shimmers in there. But there really isn't like a brow bone shade in there. There's a nice deep crease, matte crease, and a matte like transition type shade. And then these two are really pretty on the lid. I do like Colourpop eyeshadows. I think the price is really good for the quality that you get. I don't know why I'm swatching these out of sequence. But this one is Saucy. The other palette is called Cheeky. These are 0.05 ounces per shade. Some swatches. One thing I like about all of Colourpop's palettes too, like even the larger ones, is all of the shades, you guys, they're magnetized in, so you can pull them all out. Oh, you can pull them all out and put them in a magnetic palette without like destroying the packaging. I just really appreciate that. So this is the Cheeky palette. Still on the Colourpop train, I purchased the Give It To Me Straight palette and also the Pretty Much palette. I'm kind of glad that they spiced up this little packaging a bit here. This one's got 6 shades in it. And these guys, does it say on here, are 0.035 ounces. They're calling it a pigment palette, which they didn't really perform for me any different than their other shadows, I guess. This one has 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. I do wish that there was, again, a matte brow bone shade. I've noticed lately that a lot of palettes for me aren't coming with like matte brow bone shades. But that's why I've got that little Wet n Wild Brulee. It's great for picking up the slack. And these bottom 3. The purples in this one, I guess, are a little bit dry feeling. But that one is called the Pretty Much palette. And then this next one, the Give It To Me Straight eyeshadow palette. There are 12 shades in here. And for mattes, you've got all 3 of these ones on this side. And then you've got these 3 on this side. This BS shade has got little tiny micro shimmers are in it. Glitter, itty bitty shimmers. But it's in a matte base, so I guess I'd call it matte. And then this TMI shade is matte. So you're getting 7 mattes and 5 like shimmers. I've been like having my music blasting all day. Now that I shut it off to film, it's like really quiet in here. And these next guys. What a pretty like warm neutral eyeshadow palette this is. Got some berries down here too. Pretty good. Pretty nice. So that one is called the Give It To Me Straight eyeshadow palette. Then of course I had to buy a bunch of stuff from the new Too Faced. I'm not sure the exact name of it, but the one with all the unicorns on it. I've seen tons of videos all over YouTube on this. I got the Unicorn Tears highlighting stick. It's the blue one and it's got like a gold unicorn on the side. I was a little disappointed at the fact that this is a sticker. At some point it's probably gonna, one of the legs is already kind of lifting up a little bit on there, but the packaging is super cute. That is not a sticker, but, and then the bullet actually kind of mimics a unicorn horn. I did wear this. I took the beauty blender or like a sponge and I put it on the back of my hand first and then pounced the sponge on there and put it on the top of my cheekbones before I went in with the highlighter from this collection as well. And underneath, maybe I just put it on a little bit too thick. I tried to shear it out, but it kind of made it look like there was a little bit of a bruise on there. So there might be just too much of a blue undertone on this guy, but does that smell? It has a sweet smell, I think. Anyway, I might have to just try it again, but it's got a pretty strong blue hue to it. It's got quite a bit of tackiness as well. See that purple pink like shift to it? I kind of wish I would have bought the pinker version instead of this blue one, but this is the one, yeah, it's called Unicorn Tears. And then of course I got the highlighter. This is the Rainbow Effect Highlighter, Rainbow Strobe it says. Super cute packaging. I know that some people are like over the unicorn thing. I'm not. I'll probably never be over unicorns. This has got a little bit of a drier texture to it. Mixed all together, it has a really gold undertone to it. I'm going to go ahead and just swatch all the shades together, because when I use it, I just swirl a brush in all the colors. You can be more specific, and then there is that brush that came out that you're supposed to kind of line up with the shades and put it on. I'm just going to swatch this over here by itself. And then I'm going to take and see, you know, maybe if I use a different highlighter over that stick, it won't cast so blue, because this kind of has a greeny goldish tone to it anyway. So the blue stick with this on top of it just did not look cute. This by itself was okay. I'm not absolutely nuts about the product in here. I'm nuts about the packaging though. And then I got the Angel Tears Limecrime Mystical Effects lipstick in Angel Tears. I've got the, what is it, Unicorn Tears one in the full size from when they came out with it a while ago. This one is Angel Tears. It's got a pinky golden shift to it. Or actually it's almost kind of peachy. And then because I have it, I'll just go ahead and swatch Unicorn Tears as well. This here, it looks really blue in the tube, and the longer it kind of sits on your skin, it starts to kind of turn more pinky purple. So I just kind of rubbed it a little bit. You can see that it turned from blue to more like a pink purple color. And then of course I got the eyeshadow palette. This is the Ethereal Eyeshadow and Highlighter Palette. It's got like a cushioned front and a unicorn, and I just really dig it. And then there's a little mirror, and then it flips all the way open. And then inside you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 eyeshadows. They are 0.03 ounces per shade, and then the one larger eyeshadow is 0.11 ounces. The Unicorn Tears also kind of doubles as a face highlighter. It does have micro glitters in it, however. To me, this formula feels new for Too Faced, and it's actually a really nice formula. It's really buttery, and the shades are really intense. At first glance, this palette kind of looks nuts, but I've used like some of these orange shades over here, this purple on the lid and stuff like that, and you can actually get a more toned down look if you want to, but for the most part it's pretty rainbow like. Let's give some swatches. This has got a pretty strong blue tone to it, that like highlighter shade. But I think the shadows are really nice quality in this one. And then this blue, purple. This one is one of my favorite shades in the palette. Super pretty. Oh, I just love that. I love that like lilac purple with the blue undertone. I just love that shade. It's kind of like Makeup Geek's Blacklight. Getting into these neutrals. Sorry, the dogs are probably barking at coyotes. It's like a green gold. So pretty though. And then these last three. Kind of got out of line there. I'm running out of arm space. But the palette, the quality of the shadows in this guy are pretty nice. They're thicker though. I know they've got a silicone in them. And then I did purchase the Becca Ocean Jewels eyeshadow palette. I wasn't going to originally get this, and then I made it into the store and was able to swatch some of the shades. And there are some really pretty colors in here. There was an overlay on the top of this that I already like tossed. The shade Ocean Jasper and that middle shade Mermaid Pearl. This Mermaid Pearl shade reminds me of one of the shades in the Pat McGrath palettes that have that real, it's a sheer texture, but the sparkle on it is really intense, and it's kind of duochrome blue. That's kind of what that one reminds me of. And then of course there's that pretty purple with like the blue like flecks in it. What's that one called? Abalone. And then in this guy there are two mattes. There's a crease shade and then kind of a brow bone highlight shade. And I kind of was able to mesh them together to create that mid-tone shade. But I thought that it was nice that there was at least a couple mattes in this guy, but the shades, these three shades, let's put it that way. These three shades are just so pretty. These ones are pretty too, but these shades. Let's give you guys some swatches. The mattes are so buttery. I love this color right here. It's called Ocean Jasper. I wore it yesterday. It is so pretty. I love that purple too. It's kind of like MAC's like blue brown, but it has more green in it. In this center shade. Right here. I do kind of wish that this shade was just a tad lighter, because with this shade with that shade right there, it's just, there's a little bit too much of a contrast, but these three shades, I just live for those. So that's the Becca Ocean Jewels eyeshadow palette. And then at Ulta, I purchased 3 of these new Real Techniques brushes. They're from the Brush Crush line. This one's got a purpley sparkly handle, and this one's got a pink one, and then I purchased the big powder brush. These are so nice. I just think this is the coolest brush. You can just set it down and it just like, you know, sits there, and it's huge. So like I was using this for like setting powder, or even like dipping into the Guerlain Meteorites to buff all over the face. Super, super soft synthetics, and I mean, they're just so fun. So this is the large like Kabuki 306, it says on there. So this is the blush brush. I just think it's so pretty. These brushes are super pretty. And then this one is the 300 powder brush, which I've been using for like setting powder as well. Real Techniques brushes, they are like some of my favorite synthetic brushes. They're super soft, they're very functional. The bristles aren't so smooth towards the tips that it doesn't pick up product, which some other synthetic brushes that you can buy, they have the smoothness all the way to the tip, so that it becomes too soft to like pick up powder products. These ones aren't like that. There's almost like a texture to the bristles at the end, which is something I really appreciate about the Real Techniques line in general. But that's the big powder brush, super pretty. And then I also bought the new Viseart Petite Pro eyeshadow palette. This just launched on the Sephora website. And it comes with 8 really pretty like corals and purples and berry tone shades. And each one of these guys is 0.035 ounces. The top row are all mattes and the bottom row are all like metallic shimmers. For me, again, this is one of those palettes that was kind of missing a brow bone shade. I can make this guy work. It's just, it's not quite, it doesn't really lift my brow. It's a little bit deeper, kind of a blend out type shade for me. So again, that's, I brought in a little Wet n Wild Brulee. That is such a handy eyeshadow to have. So let's go ahead and, these do come out as well. You can just like pop them out and put them in whatever. So these are the matte ones. You guys know my love of the Viseart matte eyeshadow formula. Pretty coral. Oh, I got those too close together. I always do that. Sorry, overlapping. Those are the 4 mattes. And then here are the 4 shimmer shades. I have been seeing some sneak peeks on Instagram of some of the products they're coming out with. More palettes and stuff, and I cannot be more excited about it. So pretty. These Viseart ones, and then the Pat McGrath mini eyeshadow palettes. Oh, I cannot wait. So that is the Petite Pro number 2. And then I don't know exactly what CoverGirl has been doing with some of their stuff. I know they repackaged, like redesigned their packaging and stuff. So I went and purchased another one of the CoverGirl, the Supersizer mascara. It's been one of my favorite mascaras since it came out and I tried it. And they changed the brush. I'm really hoping that I got like a faulty one or something like that, because this is like my favorite mascara. The formula is still really great, but packaging, I'll show you guys the difference. I really like the packaging of what it was like before. It's a little bit more fun, but here is the brush. This is what the brush on this one looks like. It's got a wider end, the bristles are longer. And then here's the brush on like the new one. I'm really hoping that I got like a dud, you guys, because these are not the same. Like, what the heck happened, man? This one, the bristles are shorter and they don't get bigger towards the end, so it's kind of a little bit harder to grab the inside lashes. And because the bristles are so short, it puts on more formula on the eyelashes. And like they kind of stick. I had to get out a eyelash comb, which I don't use those very often, but when I used this, I did. So I'm gonna buy another one, and if the brush is like this, I'm gonna be pretty sad about it. But I'm gonna wash this one, disinfect it, and I'm just gonna keep using this one because like. But that's just like crazy to me. I like pulled the wand out and I was like, what is this? Anyway, one more drugstore product. I've got the Maybelline New York Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter, and this is in Molten Rose Gold. I saw this in the store and I thought just maybe I could get away with it. I think I can in the summer if I really bronze up my face. But I love the holographic one so much. Like I'm almost finished an entire one of those. The formulas from that holographic one and this are not the same at all. The holographic one, which I just grabbed, which looks like this, is really similar to the Kat Von D Extreme Highlighter Palette. It's got a really thin texture to it, and once you have to buff this on the skin, like really buff it in, and it gives your skin a wet look to it. This has a thicker formula to it where like you put it on and it's more opaque. You can't see the skin through it quite like you can with the other holographic one. So this one's Molten Rose Gold. Again, the formula is much thicker on this one. And then if we buff it out. So if I get tan up my skin a little bit more, it kind of works out for me, but it doesn't give a lot of lift to the top of my cheekbones. But it is a pretty shiny color. I know the gold one, I don't know the exact name, but that one's kind of been getting a lot of hype all over YouTube. And then lastly, I purchased the BareMinerals Bare Pro 16-Hour Full Coverage Concealer. And the shade that I got is Fair Cool 01. I don't feel like this is really super cool. I feel like it's kind of a little bit more neutral on me at least. I have a really strong pink undertone to my skin. I wasn't crazy about this. It covers decently. It doesn't give me a lot of brightness. For being the lightest shade as well, it could be a little tiny bit lighter. And it creased on me. But let me swatch it for you guys. Like this is the one they say has a cool undertone to it. It doesn't look cool to me at all. If anything, it looks neutral. Does that, I mean, but you can see, even in my hand, you can see just how much redness I have in my skin. So putting this on top of my reddened skin makes this look even more neutral yellow than anything, but I'm not crazy about it. But that's all for the haul today. I cannot wait till the new Pat McGrath 6-pan shadows come out. Naturally, I'm sure I'm going to purchase all 3 of them, so let me know if you guys want a video on that when those come out, and I'll do a separate video just for those eyeshadow palettes. They look super fun, those really bright pinks. There's a pretty neutral one in there as well. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.